What's up everybody? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and today I'm going to be showing you guys an infinite bull rush build. Now bull rush slams, and there's really no way for me to show y'all except for me to just show y'all. So let me show you everything that you need to make this work. So I got Catstructor Penny in the lead with Happy Holidays team perk. Then I got Long Rush, Demo Derby, Burger Buff. Yes, I have Burger Buff along with Going Coconuts, and then Battle Beat. Now you need Catstructor Penny because she reduces your cooldown by 67%, and along with Happy Holidays and Long Rush, which is Marathon Hype, this basically makes it to where once your bull rush is complete, your cooldown is essentially already at 0. So by the time you get done with your bull rush and you're getting ready to set up for your next bull rush, because you'll understand what I mean once you see the footage, you'll have no cooldown and you'll be ready to start it up again. So there is no wait time, it's infinite. Now after her, there's like 2 other heroes I think that directly buff bull rush, but after that, that's pretty much it. There's no other heroes that directly buff bull rush. And one of them is Demo Derby, which is Gold Nox. Basically what this means is if you got him inside, he'll drop 1 mine per tile that you run. So like if you run 1 tile, he'll drop a mine. But if you got him in lead, he does 0.5. You get what I mean. I don't think you want him in lead at all because bull rush damage is fine. It'll do enough. It'll do what you need it to do. It's not going to kill smashers. And even with this 275 base damage, that's not going to kill smashers either. So it doesn't really matter if you had them in lead or inside. Bull rush does as much damage as it's going to be regardless of whether you have them in lead or not. And then we got emergency override. Now you would think that you could use her in the lead instead and then put on blast from the past. That way you can have like a pretty reduced cooldown as well, almost 0, right? The problem is she does not work with blast from the past. I tried it, it does not work. You have to actually have your shield depleted in order for it to count. So when she comes in, not that you really need it anyway, because you're gonna have an infinite cooldown even without her. You really just don't need her. She's pretty much a dead perk. Then I got Dennis for healing mainly, and also for energy, because with this build you're going to be taking a lot of damage, you're going to be losing a lot of shield. The only person I think you can get away with replacing Dennis with is actually Fossil Southie, because you're going to be losing your shield pretty much instantaneously. It's just a given. You're going to lose your shield. So when you do, Fossil Southie can come in with the gas, because you don't really need to worry about getting a burger. You're just waiting on your shield to get depleted, which it will with this build. Now that is if you don't need healing, because like I said, I think you do need healing. But if you find out that you're a god at the game and you just find like you're not even dying for real, I think Fossil Southie technically works better than Dennis. So it depends on your playstyle. The only other person I think you can replace these 2 with, and I don't recommend this though, is Fallen Love Ranger Jonesy. You can use him. Now I don't really recommend this because for one, this build really doesn't need energy regeneration anyway, but if you were going to do so, I think he's the worst out of all of them, because he gives you 2 energy every 1 second or 6 energy every 1 second in lead and standard. Y'all know what I mean. So I think he's just the worst out of the 2 of them, and plus you're going to need healing. Like I really recommend Dennis out of everybody, but if you were going to not need healing, I don't think you want Jonesy in here at all. Like if you're focused on generation or energy generation with no healing, I don't think you want him at all. Speaking of healing, we do have Coconuts. Now Coconuts is very difficult in this build to work with, but it does work because once you get 8, you're going to be fine for the rest of the game. And not to mention, it gives you 16% damage inside and 36 in lead. So I think you're going to want to have him. Well, obviously you can't be in lead because then you wouldn't have bull rush, but last person that's in this build is Battle Beat. Now you really need her actually, because she mitigates the downsides of this build, which is the fact that once your enemies are scattered from you, you're going to need something to get the enemies that are scattered. You're going to need to eliminate them, and she can help you by buffing your weapon damage. Now it also buffs your abilities, so she helps with your other abilities that you might not be using, like Plasma Pulse and all that stuff. So you definitely need her in this build. You need her. Now there are some other people you can use to replace some people if you don't want Battle Beat for some reason, or Coconuts, or Dennis, or Demo Derby. You know what I'm saying? Like these people you can replace. It's just Long Rush. You cannot replace her. You can't replace Marathon. You can put in Jurassic Ken because you know your shield's gonna get depleted. So once it does, you can put him in here. He'll increase the Bull Rush ability damage by 20%, which can be helpful for your other abilities, not necessarily Bull Rush. Because like I said, Bull Rush is gonna do what you need it to do regardless of whether you have damage buffs in or not. But he can be helpful if you want the extra ability damage. The other person you can put in is Survivalist Jonesy, but I don't recommend it. I don't think you want him though, because he's just a worse version of Dennis in every way because his healing sucks. And not to mention, if you have Coconuts, I just don't think you need him. But if you find out that you're struggling to survive, you can put him in there with all the other ones. And of course, we already talked about Fossil Southie. I think after the 70 zones, you probably want to drop this loadout. And of course, you're not going to be using this in the main game like Twine Peaks and stuff. You're not going to be using an ability-based loadout in Twine Peaks. That doesn't make any sense. But it can scale and it can be helpful, especially if you're dealing with some missions that may have smashers and stuff like that. This can help. It won't kill smashers, but it can stall them. You can definitely change everything that I have in this loadout to suit your playstyle. The stuff that I have in this loadout is not end all be all. You can play the game however you like. Anyways, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, comment what y'all want to see next. I'm probably going to show you guys an infinite Teddy build next. Like a lot of the loadouts that I'm showing you guys are loadouts you can use in Ventures, because Ventures is pretty much the game now. Like, cap. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the mission.
An approaching horde. Get ready for a fight. We've got 10 minutes to take out as many husks as possible. If you bag enough husks, we win. If you don't, we don't.
Okay, so I lied. In my last video, I said I wasn't gonna talk to you guys too much through the gameplay so y'all could vibe with it, but unfortunately, it's because we got so much news right now. I just kind of got to come on and talk to y'all about this shit. Like, it's crazy. So apparently, well, hold on. Before I talk about that, look at this. Look, this is what I was talking about. You can stall smashers with Bull Rush. It's just that it can't kill them. Like, it can't kill them. You need to use anti-smasher weapons. Yes. You need to use anti-smasher weapons. And yes, I'm coining that term. Only here on my channel will you hear that. They do, you like Bull Rush does drop off every other miss monster though. Like takers and stuff. Takers can damage you still while you're in the charge, but sometimes they can't. And blasters, you'll see later on in the video, I just mop them up. Like, look at that. Dead. But anyway, so look though. So here's what's going on right now in Save the World news. So Larson said that this is the greatest Save the World news in history. This is the greatest news in Save the World history. The fact that the game is gonna be free, I think on April 16th. And right now, to promote it, they got like this reward going on where everybody that registers to play the game, like on the Epic Games website, I believe, I'll try to leave a link to it in the description. Everybody that registers, they get rewards. And the more people register, the higher rewards we can get. And for people who've already been playing, you get some other rewards as well. Like some superchargers and stuff like that. I'm not the news guy. I'm just the person that talks about the news. Like, you know what I'm saying? And personally, it's just because it's big enough to talk about is why I'm talking about it. But I don't think this is that. I don't think it's that interesting to talk about either. Except the fact that the game is gonna be free, and because the game is gonna be free, all the changes that they've done prior to this point make so much more sense. Not that I disagreed with their changes, because I actually agreed with them. I thought that they were fine. People were like, "Oh, you should be able to trade." I don't think you should be able to trade. People didn't like the power level change. I thought that the power level change was fine. It's way more understandable now. You know what I'm saying? So I just find that the changes were fine, but they weren't interesting enough to talk about. But now you're putting it into perspective that the game is going to be free. You're actually going to see an influx of new players. I think that the changes are just like, they're amazing. They're amazing. Oh. So y'all gonna actually have to let me know what y'all think about these changes in the comment section below. And this is what I was talking about. This is why you need Battle Beat, because look at how scattered these guys are. And this is what I was talking about. This is the downside to this build. Like, if your enemies are scattered away from you, you cannot do anything. And look at how much health I'm losing because everybody's scattered away. I can't get them in a full charge. So I just went on ahead and pulled out the motherfucking RPG because, yes, RPGs are the best weapons in the game. You can fight me about it. So, like I said, y'all gonna have to let me know what y'all think about these changes, what y'all think about the rewards, what y'all think about Save the World being free. Personally, I think it's pretty cool. What I want, and like, I'm not saying that they should do this, but this is what I want. I want them to bring the Founders Packs back out. I know you're like, no, but we're OGs. We should be able to have something that other players wouldn't have because we supported the game from the start. Okay, sure, whatever. I could say that because I'm one of these guys that has the Founders Packs or whatever, right? But at the same time, I know what it feels like to be left out of something when it just wasn't interesting to you at the time, or maybe you were young. I ain't had no damn money to get Save the World. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was a young nigga. I don't know how I got Save the World for real. I just know I had it. And I had a pretty high pack, but I did not have the Nocturno because, like I said, I was a young nigga. So it's like, because I was a young nigga, I resonate with the people that don't have the pack more because what I want is the Nocturno. Like, I got me a 106 Nocturno in my bag, but now you can't trade, so I can't get a 130 Nocturno to immortalize in my inventory forever. So I want the weapon for myself. You know what I'm saying? But they probably are never going to do that. It's just a guilty pleasure of mine, or something that I fantasize about, some lust that I have in me.
His name, then I don't live in shame. I'm alright with his love, fears out of sight. The Lord protects me, I don't fight. Yeah, I'm riding on a bike. We prayer warriors in the night. He made me pure, I'm rocking all white. My God is love, he do not bite. He loved us so much that he died. He died so we could have eternal life.